Hi, my name is Catherine Cabrera, and today I'm going to be going over the psychosocial intervention assignment. My client's name, we're just going to call her Mrs. W. She is 86 years old and she has been attending the daycare center for about 3 years. Her primary diagnosis is Alzheimer's, but she's also been diagnosed with depression and anxiety. So, because the center is a senior center, they do not offer OT services. And when I spoke with the case manager, she also told me that Mrs. W does not see an OT at home. And she did tell me that prior to the diagnosis, her family told her that she was independent in all ADLs. What I've noticed is that when I will come in, I will notice that Mrs. W will come in crying. She doesn't like to participate in any of the activities that the activity coordinators have been prepped. And they told me that she's retired and that she used to be a nurse. The model of practice that I chose to support my intervention is the person environment occupation model. And the reason why I chose this model is because it focuses on the interaction between the person, the environment, and the chosen occupation. So in this case, the person is Mrs. W. She has Alzheimer's, depression, and anxiety. And the environment is the senior center as well as the social context, which includes her daughter and her family, her support system. And then the occupation will be her engaging in the actual activity and reminiscent therapy, as well as other meaningful activities. So, like I said, I chose this model because it considers the person's abilities, the limitations, the environment impact on their occupational performance, and how meaningful occupations can improve her overall well-being. So the intervention that I chose to perform at Daniel Cantor Senior Center was a group-guided session to help Mrs. W enhance social interaction as well as promote emotional well-being. So I began the session with a 5-minute meditation. So this focused on meditation as well as some deep breathing exercise to help her with her anxiety and cope with any negative thoughts. I then continue by introducing an icebreaker. So we all had to basically introduce ourselves, and then as well as state where you're from and say one thing that you are grateful for. This will help with expressing gratitude. The main activity was playing balloon volleyball, but the way that I graded the activity is that if someone dropped the ball or they didn't hit the ball, they had to answer some questions, and then the question promoted reminisce therapy. So some questions were like, what is your favorite childhood memory? What is your favorite place? What was your favorite place to travel to and why? And if you did not travel anywhere, then what place did you want to visit? As well as what was your favorite hobby growing up? And what was your favorite food? So the reason why I chose this intervention is because reminiscence therapy involves engaging the client in discussion and activities that help them recall and share past experiences and memories. So given that Mrs. W's background of her history, so this is going to help her recall memories that she once enjoyed. So this is going to enhance cognitive function due to her Alzheimer's, as well as promote emotional well-being because it provides an opportunity for emotional expression as well as connect to her past. This also enhances social interaction, as I previously mentioned. When I've noticed Mrs. W, she comes in and she's usually by herself. She doesn't like to engage with anyone. She sits in a corner and she doesn't really interact with any of the other participants unless one of the volunteers speaks to her. So this is going to promote that social interaction, and then as well this is going to promote her occupational engagement. I think her primary focus will be to enhance her social interaction, identify leisure activities that she may like, and as well as decrease any feelings of anxiety as well as improve her depression. If Mrs. W had minimal psychosocial factors impacting her occupational performance, the intervention might have looked differently by focusing more on cognitive stimulation and maintaining a sense of purpose. It could involve activities related to her past nursing career. As I mentioned before, she was a nurse prior to her diagnosis and her retirement. So, focusing more on activities such as simple medical related tasks or engagement activities she enjoyed prior to her diagnosis. The emphasis will be on maintaining her cognitive and physical abilities and promoting a sense of fulfillment rather than primarily addressing emotional and social challenges. If I was given the opportunity to provide this intervention again, the things that I would consider or I would change is I would reassess Mrs. W. So I will reevaluate to assess her cognition and her emotional status in order to tailor the interventions as her cognition evolves, because she does have Alzheimer's and it is a progressive disease. So it will progress over time. So I will want to make sure to tailor the interventions to meet her needs. I would also collaborate with her daughter and her family to make sure that they are ensuring involvement as well as supporting her in therapy. I would also familiarize myself and gain more experience when it comes to reminiscent therapy techniques by also including photographs, music that she may like, in order to make sure that I'm keeping her engaged and that this is a meaningful activity for her. I would also continue to monitor her progress, adjust any intervention as needed to address any new challenges that may arise or improve, to make sure that I'm supporting her occupational engagement. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.